Western. I'm a big fan of Westerns, and so that's what we'll be talking about mostly. But I wanted to start asking Pierce if there's two or three Westerns you feel strongly about or that you think kind of stand out, especially in the context of this one, of this entry to the genre. Are there a few you'd pick out that sort of stick out to you that you hold in high regard?
Unforgiven holds great regard in my life, and my passion for the work by Clint Eastwood, The Searchers by John Ford, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly are some of my all-time favorites. Sergio Leone brought such a magnificent vision of operatic hijinks and humor and tension and
Yeah.
sheer bravado to the camera, to the storytelling. So, yeah.
Those are some of the greats. I love those too. Brandon, do you have a few that kind of stick out to you? Do you have a few different ones?
Absolutely. I mean, look, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is one of the penultimate movies in general. So that definitely is near and dear to my heart. But 310 to Yuma as well is an excellent film. And also the assassination of Jesse James by the coward
Yeah.
Robert Ford, I think is just an excellent masterclass in acting.
Yeah,
And
it's beautiful.
I
Yeah.
definitely love Casey Affleck's performance in that.
Brandon, you're in Death on the Dearborn soon. You've done Westerns before. I
Yes,
imagine
sir.
sometimes you forget what time you're living in, maybe. But like, tell me a little bit about how this one's different to you. Obviously, Pierce is a big reason, but like, there might be some other things you could cite as like differences about this
Yeah,
experience.
I mean, I would definitely say that this is the largest role I've tackled in any film, Western or otherwise. Death on the Dearborn, The Redeemer, Murder at Yellowstone City. I mean, I love Westerns. I love that style. For me, one of the things I love most about this film is, like you said, working with Pierce, working with Sam. Um, but just the emotional journey for each of the characters, not just my own, um, and sort of that, as you were saying, Pierce, that sort of like operatic drama to it
Mm,
all, which is just
yeah,
so intoxicating.
definitely. And great characters in this one. Pierce, I want to ask you quickly. You probably get asked a lot, but I'm curious in a different angle. What do you think are the criteria that make a person right to tackle something like James Bond, which is constantly in the cultural sphere, people talking about, thinking about it. I'm curious your perspective on what kind of criteria does that person have to take it on?
Good voice, good body, uh, courage, great courage, and sense of humor, passion for hard work and danger, and being bold. Got to be bold. Got to be bold. Got to be dangerous, and you got to know yourself.
Yeah, that's the courage for sure, right?
Yeah,
So I've read a little bit about in the past. I haven't seen anything recently about Wolfland, a project that I think your son is involved in. And I'd be curious to know if there's updates and also just that collaboration. It's an exciting, what we know of it is very exciting sounding, and I'd love to hear a little more, whatever you can share about it and working with him on it.
it's still on the burner. It's on the back burner. Suddenly, my career has kicked off here with Mobland and now Unholy Trinity. There's been a flurry of work here for me. So it's just finding the time to be able to make the movie with Sean Wolfland.
Yeah. What can you tell us about Mobland right now? Where do things stand?
Well, I think the whole world is waiting to see the second season. And I believe that they will be going ahead with a second season. As far as I know, it hasn't been officially announced as yet, but people would love to see it. I had the greatest time working on 5 months with this great company of actors. Yeah, it's been a resounding success. So
Absolutely. Back to the Westerns real quick. I want to ask you both. I'll start maybe Brandon and then Pierce. What makes a good shootout? I talked to the director a little bit about it with this one. He had very specific ideas, but I'm curious to both of you. There's some great ones in the movie. What do you think makes it work from the inside, from the acting perspective?
Well, I would definitely say that that sense of real danger. I mean, in any sort of conflict or drama, whether it's a shootout or no, you want the sense that there are real consequences to it all. Um, and I definitely think we have that in several of the scenes. Characters die, factions, change, and there are consequences. And I definitely love our final shootout in the house because you have this sense of everyone getting separated and this real danger, especially when my character is dragged into the barn and Pierce comes to save me, but he's distracted by this other guy who comes to tackle him. You don't know what's going to happen there. But I mean, I'd love to get your opinion, Pierce.
Yeah, he's done a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on
what
makes
makes a good shootout?
Yeah.
Well, strong characters that you believe in from page one, that have dramatic obstacles and wants and desires, flesh and blood, and the desperation of wanting to win, to save a life, to fight for your family, to fight for your virtue. And then you really want to have a great director and great cinematographer. And there are so many elements.
Yeah.
It could be, 6, 7 characters, or it could just be 2 characters. I mean, again, Sergio Leone really drew the bow tight on his storytelling and played it out in such an unrealistic time frame. A second in life is 2 seconds on the screen. So when you know how to tell a story, then there's so many ways to have a great shootout.
Yes.
Look at Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. Well, no, thank you. I have to wrap, but I really appreciate your thoughtful answers and both of you taking the time to do this. Have a great rest of the day. Congrats on the film. And thanks so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. All the best.